Stefan, you have a beautiful folk sort of indie sound to the music you make. How do you tend to describe what your music is?
I mean, it is kind of funny. I feel like the goalposts have changed a little bit. Um and now I keep on being told that I'm more on like the folk pop side of things, not pop folk, but folk pop. So
Very specific.
I know, right? I thought I was indie folk, but I guess, the genres splinter into subgenres and sub and so I guess that's where I'm at for now.
Who are some of the artists that influenced you when you were growing up?
Oh, a bunch. I grew up going to a folk festival outside of Albany called Falcon Ridge Folk Festival, which is now based in Goshen, Connecticut. But I saw folks like Ani DeFranco and Dar Williams and Lucy Kaplansky and Vance Gilbert and Moxie Fruvis. And yeah, it was just like a total musical education from age like 5 to 12 and just seeing musicians all day long. And my parents we would camp out there for the weekend and it was incredible. But then in middle school, I started, developing my own taste in music and started listening to folks like, Sufjan Stevens or the Shins. And then in high school, really started delving into music history and listening to everything from, Paul Simon, Joni Mitchell to like Billie Holiday and Bessie Smith and folks from way back in the day and even people, like Cole Porter and sort of the jazz standards of the 20s, 30s, and 40s. So it feels from like sort of across the board, and then like lots of music from around the world.
Well, you have a wonderful new song out right now, I Scared Him Off, and I think it's super cute. And I'm sure you've been getting lots of fan feedback from it already. What's the story behind it? Sounds like a
Sure.
true story origin
Oh
for it,
yeah.
maybe.
Yes, and this is always my favorite story to tell on stage because I really win the crowd over with this story. Um, because I met this guy in like 2013 at a gathering, like the salon that my friends used to host. And he had shown a documentary and it was incredible. And I developed a crush on him. He was dating this guy at the time, and then they kept dating for 9 more years. And I like sort of had this sort of background subconscious crush on him that whole time. Like he would pop up on Instagram or we'd run into each other at an event. And then in 2022, we ran into each other um, at a Pride event in June, and he hugged me and apparently by mistake touched my butt when he was letting go from the hug. And I was like, huh, I wonder if that means anything. And whether he meant it to or not, he was single at the time. So I then asked him out. Was like, oh, and then I found out that we went on this like epic 7 hour date. I found out that he had had a crush on me for much of that 9 years as well, even though he'd been dating somebody else. Um, and yeah, total epic date, felt like all this chemistry, and then he ghosted me. So it was just sort of like, oh God, what did I do? Like, and um, yeah, I'm so anti-ghosting. I think it is just the worst like sort of aspect of modern dating, which is like bled into modern like professionalism. Like people will
Right? When
ghost
you apply
you.
for a job and then you just never hear from some, you have like a first interview and then you just like never
Yeah,
hear.
exactly. And you'll follow up and you'll follow up and nothing. And I mean, I feel like even in the 3 years since this happened, like I've learned a lot. But yeah, basically it's the conclusion. Well, this conclusion that's sort of the subtext of the song is that like ghosting is bad and like you don't need to go down this thought process of self-blame and self-analysis to, figure out why somebody did that to you. It's just it's just rude. Um,
100%.
and and it means that, you don't need to pursue that person, and that ultimately is not a loss. But that's not really in the song. The song is like the yeah, just the mind cycle that happens when you are the victim of ghosting. And just, I mean, there's too many possibilities, and not that if you get, let down easy, that those possibilities don't exist too, but at least you don't have to be like, oh, did this person like die or like go to
Right.
the hospital? Like,
Uh,
like
you
it like
spiral
holds
so
you.
hard.
Exactly. Like, it's just it's too many things. And so I wanted to write a song about that, and this felt like a good story to extrapolate on.
Well, what kind of fan reaction have people just been overwhelming you with their own ghosting stories about how they met like the perfect person and then just like never heard from them again too? Because this is such a
100%.
topic that we all say like we can modern dating, you can all relate to this so much.
I know. I know. No, that I mean, I'm definitely getting that from a lot of people. The funny thing with putting out music is that and not to knock the crowd, I always appreciate people listening and especially listening deeply. But the assumption is that I just wrote the song the day that it came out. Some people are like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry you're going through this." And it's like, well, I went through it, but years ago because I had to write, record, and produce the song, which takes a long time. Um, so like people are giving me a lot of like advice based off the lyrics. And again, I really appreciate them engaging with the lyrical content. But writing the song is what taught me all of those lessons. So it's kind of a funny thing.
What is your songwriting process like? Do you need to have a beat before you can sort of craft lyrics around it, or do you come up with like a concept and then you craft the music around that?
It's either it goes one of two ways. Either I like come up with the melody and chords like on a guitar and then figure out the words that would fit to that melody. But with this song, it was the melody and the lyrics at the same time, and then I wrote the chords later. So I was just sort of like singing around my house or singing on the subway or something quietly, not in an overwhelming way to piss people off. But yeah, and then figured out what would happen underneath that melody later.
How hands-on are you then when it comes to the production side of the music that you make?
Oh, I played every instrument on this and arranged every instrument on the song besides drums. So all of it.
My goodness, why is that so important for you then?
Um, Well, I mean, like my background is in production. I did that. That's how I got started with songwriting. And arranging was like back in when I was like 14, 15, and I played a couple instruments back then, and I really like figured out how I wanted to put things together in a recorded context. And so like I want to keep that lineage going. I've been doing it for like 20 years. So it's nice to work with producers too. There's also a financial element too, where like if I can do it all on my own and it sounds good, like why not? It takes longer, but I get to really dig into all these different elements and learn so much. And it's not just writing the music. It's yeah, touching every part of it and um playing with sounds and getting inspired by other productions instead of just other songwriters.
Okay, you have an album coming up here. How lucky you are. Where does this concept come from? What are some themes you'll be exploring actually on this?
So, I Scared Him Off is the second single from that record. And it's kind of all across the board. I think as far as like there's a lot of different themes. There are certainly some cute love songs on there. But then, songs about like getting ghosted, of course, and then losing like having sort of a friend breakup, but then and then also songs about my chronic pain history, and overcoming all of that. Um, as well as, just like there's a song about the advertising industry and how small that can make you feel if you let it. Yeah, I really try to write about themes that I haven't heard before necessarily in songs, and to just write exactly what I'm going through, and exactly what I'm thinking, as much as possible. Because yeah, I mean, there's always somebody out there who's gonna jive with it, which is exciting to find that person.
Well, my personal favorite songs are I Don't Miss You Anymore and Peanut Butter. Do you have
Oh,
ones that really hold a special place in your heart?
well, I Don't Miss You Anymore is about that friend breakup and how it's not dissimilar from a romantic breakup or getting ghosted where yeah, you're questioning your actions and you're questioning your role in the car crash or whatever it was, or like what did what did you miss? And then ultimately realizing that yeah, maybe you are better off. Um, despite uh like realizing that you've gained more than you've lost in that breakup. And then peanut butter was just really like a sort of a silly exercise that I kind of fell in love with. I mean, it is my favorite food. It's my favorite ingredient. It's my favorite everything. Um, I live in a cooperative community with 9 other people. We share 4 apartments, and so we buy food communally, and we buy these 9-pound tubs of peanut butter and go through them
I was just about to
much.
say, I was trying to estimate how much it would take a peanut butter lover to go through it, but I felt like a week was maybe too fast, but
Oh,
also not too fast for someone.
a week, a pound a day? I hope not. That would be insane.
I was just gonna say,
Um, I know. But so, and then my ex-boyfriend is also a lover of peanut butter, and so it just felt like a cute new way to write a love song that perhaps that I don't think I've ever heard before. And if I get a sponsorship from like Planters Nuts
Jif.
or Jif, like I'm not gonna turn that down.
You'll you'll be headed out here on tour in May. Are you going to start performing some of these great songs from How Lucky You Are live?
Oh yeah, that's the whole tour is to promote the record. So I'm very excited about that. You said out here. Where are you based?
Oh, well, I'm in Fort Lauderdale, so you're going to be skipping me through May,
Oh,
but hopefully you'll make
sorry.
it, you'll be out on the road.
You're
But hopefully you'll get to make it down to my neck of the woods maybe in June. You
I
still
hope
have
so.
some time to tour. But this is such a great album. Are there some songs like Peanut Butter you're looking forward to performing live?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I love all these songs. And yeah, there's a song called Igor Kank, which is very close to my heart. That stems from a show I played in Toronto in 2010, and this woman who I was talking to at the bar told me about this epic bicycle thief in Toronto who just like kind of shocked the city by stealing thousands and thousands of bikes off the streets of Toronto. But he's also like an eco-terrorist. So as somebody who is very like ecologically minded myself, like I have quite a bit of sympathy for him. And so I wanted to write a song in his honor.
Um, I'm curious here. Are you headed back into the studio in the near future, or are you taking it a little bit easy now that you have this incredible album out?
I think I'll probably start recording again in July or maybe August. I have probably 8 songs that I'm ready to record, but I've been doing this song a week. I've been participating in a song a week group since the beginning of the year. So I've written 16 songs, and yeah, so just picking my favorites of those, and then some from before then too.
Okay. Is there a collaboration maybe you'd have in mind for upcoming music, a dream person you'd love to work with?
Oh, I'm doing quite a few collaborations too. I worked with a friend and one of my favorite musicians, Corey Laitman of the band Cloudbelly. They're based in Western Massachusetts. Incredible music. Their record was actually my mix reference record for my mixer who mixed my record. So yeah, really gorgeous. And we wrote and recorded a song together that's going to come out probably in August. And then I've got a couple other things in the works as well.
Okay, well, what would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the beautiful music you make, Stefan?
I mean, I really appreciate people listening. I really appreciate people engaging with the lyrics, engaging with me online, sharing their stories with me, telling me about what resonates with them of the stories that I'm telling. And yeah, I think that's it. It's it's uh it's my favorite thing, making music and especially performing it and sharing it with people.